Everyone. Welcome to our discussion on PMP exam tips. In this short video, we are going to answer a few PMP exam questions correctly using an agile mindset. As you are aware of, starting from 2021, the PMP exam is getting more and more agile questions than traditional or predictive questions. It's also getting more and more hybrid project management questions. So using the correct agile mindset while you are answering or when you are answering your PMP exam can help you a lot in choosing the correct answer. So let's get started with our discussion today. We have this table. In the left column, we have the mindset that we're going to use to answer these scenario questions in the middle, and then we are going to select the correct answer from the right column. So the first mindset says that customer satisfaction. One of the agile principles or one of the agile principles talks about satisfying the customer by how. So a question might come using this scenario. A question may come in your exam or may appear in your exam asking you, how will you make your customer happy? What will you do to make your customer happy? Your customer are not happy. What will you do to make them happy? So let's choose the correct option from this four A, B, C, D. A says that seeking approval of all change requests. So option A says that we can make our customers happy or satisfied by seeking approval of all change requests from them. B says that planning all requirements at the beginning of the project. C, protecting the project scope from any change. D, continuous and early delivery of values. So using elimination technique, as you would have done in your real exam, let's select the correct answer using this mindset. So A says that seeking approval of all change requests. This cannot be the correct answer. Why? Because in Agile project management, we don't have change requests. When you are answering an Agile exam question, Scrum Master or Scrum team, always remember that we don't have change request. Change request is for predictive project management. That's why A is not the correct answer. B, planning all requirements at the beginning of the project. This is also wrong. Why? Because in Agile project management, we don't plan all requirements at the beginning. We only plan what we know. And what we know at that moment is what is in the product backlog. So this is incorrect. We don't plan all requirements at the beginning of the project. C says that protecting the project scope from any change. Again, this is wrong because it is related to A. We don't focus on protecting the project scope. Okay, in agile project management, the scope is flexible. It's not fixed. The scope is continuously changing as the customer needs change. So that's why C is also incorrect. D must be the correct answer, which says that continuous and early delivery of values. Yes, this is the agile principle. We make the customer satisfied throughout the project or throughout the project life cycle by delivering values as early as possible and also continuously. So that is the agile mindset. We go to the next mindset, accept changes even late in the development. So remember one thing, in agile project management, the scope is always changing because the customer needs are changing. That's why agile is called adaptive or adaptive project management because you have to adapt to the customer needs, right? So even in the closing phase of the project, you should accept change as far as agile is concerned. So the question is, one team member proposes a change during the sprint. What should the project manager or rather the scrum master do? A says that submit a change request. Remember we said no change request in Agile, so we eliminate this one. B, work with the product owner to update the product backlog. So this might be the right answer, so we come back to it later. C, update the current sprint with the change. No, why? Because in Agile project management, we don't make any changes on the current run sprint. Remember that. On the current sprint, no changes are allowed. D, ask the team to wait for the next sprint. So this is also wrong. The best answer is going to be B. Why? Because when you accept a change, when the customer proposes a change, or when an agile team proposes a change during the sprint, always elaborate that change in the product backlog in collaboration with the product owner. So the B is the correct answer for any scope change, whether it's during the sprint or during the at the end of the sprint. Always work with the product owner to update the product backlog. That's the correct answer. Finally, defer decisions as late as possible. One of the agile principles is that we don't rush decisions as early as possible. If a product owner comes to you and asks you how long it will take for the sprint for you to deliver an MVP or a shippable product, if you say, oh, it will take two sprints, it means that you rush it to the decision. Don't do that. Make the decisions as late as possible. So here's the question. The Agile team promised at the sprint beginning that they can deliver 60 user stories in the current sprint. That's what they promised, okay? At the sprint end, the product owner was upset. Why? Because only 40 was delivered, but they promised 60. So what should the Agile team should have done to avoid this? So they made some wrong judgment at the beginning and they delivered less. So what should the agile team should have done? A, cancel the current sprint as it does not deliver the promised user stories. We cross this one because the sprint has already finished. We don't cancel the current sprint. We don't touch it. We don't make any change. Leave the current sprint as it is. Finish it. B, change the current sprint from 60 user stories to 40. No, this is also wrong because again and again we say do not make any changes to the current sprint. C, commit all decisions as late as possible. This might be the right answer. D, make all decisions in the early phase of the project. This is wrong. We don't make decisions or all decisions in the at the beginning or in the early phase of the agile project. We don't do that. That's really incorrect. That's wrong. So the correct answer is gotta be C. We commit all decisions. We delay all decisions as late as possible. Why? Because we need to gather more information. We need to do progressive elaboration. We need to understand more. So we don't tell the customer we don't what we don't tell the customer our brand decision is as early as possible. We don't know in the future. The future is changing. Okay, so I hope you gained something from this. We said the first question, the correct answer is D, second is B, and third is C. So the reason why I'm discussing with you this technique is of using a mindset or to answer a scenario is because it will help you understand the question first and then answer it correctly. So when you see a question, always go back and think about a mindset that can apply to the scenario. That again will lead you to the correct answer. So thank you again, and we meet next.